happy when you're blue. It isn't very hard to do, and you'll find happiness without an end whenever you pretend. Remember, anyone can dream, and nothing's hard as it may seem. The little things you haven't got can mean a lot if you'll pretend. You'll find a love you can share, one you can call all your own. Just close your eyes, she'll be there. You'll never be alone. And if you'll sing this melody, you'll be pretending just like me. The world is mine, it can be yours, my friend, so why don't you pretend? Oh, there you go, a lovely old song by Nat King Cole. I remember first time I heard that was on the 78 record. And for those of you that are of the younger generation, that would have been, the only thing earlier than that would have been the cylindrical record. So that's going back to the beginning of recordings. I'm not quite that old, it just happens that I have a collection of 78s, and that's one of the ones I have. Well, today we are going to do something super simple. You don't have to cook, you don't have to turn on the microwave, you don't have to turn on the oven. The only thing you want to do in preparation, well, there's a few things actually. One is to find a small cookie sheet or a large plate and make sure you have room to put it in your freezer where it's sitting flat. Then you want to cut 2 pieces of parchment paper. Now, the brand I use is this. It's Paper Chef culinary parchment paper. And you want to cut 2 pieces big enough to fit your cookie sheet. Okay, what will you need? You'll need a bowl, a couple of spatulas, a fork, some peanut butter, and Jim, MD Melbourne, I'm using your favorite brand, yeah. And you'll also want some maple syrup. And this is, people say, was that brandy you had there, or some kind of liquor? No, this is President's Choice 100% pure maple syrup. And I don't know what the price is now. When I bought this, it was $9.95 for the bottle. It's a 500 milliliter bottle for 100% pure maple syrup. And you're probably wondering now, well, what are we going to make? Well, just those 2 ingredients. Now, I'm using smooth peanut butter, but if you wish, you could use chunky. We are going to make freezer fudge, peanut butter freezer fudge. Great thing to do with the kids. Your kids are home from school, you don't have anything to keep them entertained. Well, this will entertain them and then give them a snack for later. Or you can make a surprise for your sweetheart. And if you don't have a sweetheart, well, pretend you do, make a snack for them and then eat it yourself. So what are you going to do? You're going to put the peanut butter, I'm making a half batch. So I'm using a half cup of peanut butter. But if you want to make a full batch, you'd want a full cup of peanut butter. The reason I'm making a half batch is that because of her diabetes, Glennis won't eat this. And I don't want to have a huge batch of this to eat all by myself. I'd enjoy it, but you have to, sometimes you don't want to tempt your willpower. So if you don't make too much, then you don't have too much to tempt you. So we'll get the peanut butter into the bowl, or try to anyway. It's kind of a sticky wicket when it comes to getting peanut butter into the bowl and off of the spatula and out of the cup. And that. There we go. Like I say, I'm using a half cup, but if you want to make a full batch, use a whole cup. If you want to make a big batch, use a cup and a half. If you want to make a huge batch, use 2 cups. And however much peanut butter you want to use half that much maple syrup. So I'm using a half a cup of peanut butter. I want a 1/4 cup of maple syrup. I probably want my spatula back. I love these little spatulas. If you don't have one, go buy yourself one. Find yourself a kitchen shop and invest. If you're looking for stocking stuffers for Christmas for your loved one, it's a good, nice little stocking stuffer to buy them. There we go. Don't want to waste that good maple syrup. Somebody worked hard tapping the trees and running the lines. So. Alrighty. And then you're going to take your fork and you're going to mix those together. You're saying, you didn't move the camera. And you're right, I didn't. I meant to and I totally forgot. But since we've got this almost done, I'll just bring this over here so you can see. You're just going to whip that together so it's all incorporated. There we go. Whoops. Get my camera angle right there. There you go. And now you're going to take your cookie sheet. I'm actually using our little pizza pan. Put your parchment paper on there. There we go. Now you're just going to put that onto the middle of your parchment paper. Now if you want to fancy this up a little bit, you could add walnuts to it or peanuts to it, or like I say, use the chunky peanuts. Or you could put chocolate chips in it. But this is the basic fudge. Just the two ingredients, peanut butter and maple syrup. If you don't happen to have maple syrup, this will work with a pancake syrup like Aunt Jemima's or one of those, but maple syrup's best. Okay. Now you're going to take your other piece of parchment paper and put it over the top. You can get your hand off the spin. And you want to just press that out. Now you don't want to press it out too thin because you're making fudge. So there we go. And now what do we do with it? We put it in the freezer. And we let it sit in there for a minimum of 10 minutes. But the longer the better. And of course, you will have to store it in the freezer. So let's put it in the freezer and we'll check it in about 10 minutes. It's just that simple. You don't even have to pretend you know what you're doing. So we'll be back in 10 minutes. We'll see how it turns out. Well, we'll take this out of the freezer now and remove the top layer of parchment paper. And we have our freezer fudge. Now, you can make it thicker. I made it fairly thin, but there we go. And you just want to take a knife and you can just cut it into pieces. And of course, the longer you leave it in, the more frozen it will become. But, just for purposes of demonstration, there we go. That is so good. Sorry about that, folks. But there you have, quick, easy recipe, fun to do with the kids. You don't have to worry about burning it. If you set the timer for 10 minutes and you go off and forget about it, it'll still be perfectly good tomorrow. So that's all there is. 2 ingredients, a little bit of elbow grease, and time in the freezer, and you've got some delicious candy. So hope you've enjoyed today's recipe. Get together with your spouse, your kids, whoever, and make some peanut butter maple syrup fudge. Until Friday, when we are on to Chapter 6 of Robin Hood, take care, stay safe, and